Today I want to share with you some tips about photographs at your event. There's two ways that you can do this, and I would encourage you to think back to some weddings that you've been to and choose the right option for you. Of course, the best option is to have a professional photographer, and I highly encourage you to get a professional photographer if you can. If you can't do that though, you can ask your guests to take some photos for you as well, as long as you brief them, as long as you give them somewhere to put them, and then you curate what gets shared publicly. And the third thing, of course, is that you take the photos yourself, or you designate somebody in your team to take them on their phone for you. When it comes to a professional photographer, of course you'll require a budget. I really encourage you to pay for professional services. Please don't ask anybody in creative industries to work for promotion or work for free, because it's not an option and they're just like any other service. I encourage you to pay for a professional photographer and pay an appropriate rate. But a professional photographer is only as good as the information that they receive from you in relation to what you want. So it's important that you are very clear with your instructions to the professional photographer about the type of photos you're hoping they will achieve and how long you expect them to be there. And don't be afraid to be very specific and give them a list of shots that you want taken. So give them a shoot list. The second way is to ask your guests to take photos, and these can be great, like our phones, as we all know. I'm filming this on my phone. Our phones take amazing photos, and of course a lot of us have become really quite clever in the photos that we take. So it's not like back in the day when you did have the old instant camera on the wedding table and goodness knows what kind of interesting photos you received when you developed those, if you're old enough to remember that like I am. But you do need to provide a place for people to put their photos so you can check them first before they go public, because you don't want people sharing photos that don't align with your brand, that don't align with the look and feel that you want, or potentially embarrass someone. And then of course the third thing you can do is either take the photos yourself, which I don't recommend because that means you're not involved in your event. That means you can't talk to people, and you certainly can't have your own photograph taken, and you should. You can delegate it to one of your team. But again, like the professional photographer, be very clear about what it is that you want them to take. What do you want them to capture? What outcome are you looking for? So I hope that really helps you today with the capturing the photography side of your event. It's something that you really should do, because not only will you look back on it and feel great about the successes that you've had, it's promotional opportunity as well. So I certainly encourage you to use photography as an option at your event. Don't forget to put the sign at the front of your event that says you'll be taking photos, and they may be used for promotional purposes. So this gives your guests an opportunity to tell you whether they want to be photographed or not, or whether they want it to be published or not. So make sure that you get that in there as well. But otherwise, have heaps of fun with your photo and share some with me. I'd love to see some photos that you've been posting yourself. So drop me a line, and I hope to hear from you soon. See you next time.